Okay, I'm just going to go over a few examples here. So simplify each expression, state your answer using positive exponents. So for the first one here, I have all of the stuff inside is to the power of negative 2. So the negative 2 on the outside goes for both the 4 and the 2 to the negative 3. So I'd probably rewrite this 4 to the negative 2 times 2 to the negative 3 all to the negative 2. And for the 4, it's going to flip to the bottom. And these two exponents I'm going to multiply because they're both, it's an exponent to an exponent. So in this case, I would have negative 3 times negative 2 is 2 to the power of 6 over, and the 4 moves to the bottom and becomes a2. And that's it. For part H, I have the negative 3 on the outside, which is going to flip the top and the bottom. So the bottom, which is 5 to the negative 3, is going to go to the top. I haven't changed the negative exponent yet. All I've done is I've dealt with the negative 3 on the outside. The 6 to the 2 is going to turn to the bottom, and then the 3 on the outside turns into a positive 3. I could have done this the second way too. I could have multiplied the 3 in for both the top and the bottom. So now I can multiply the top or the 3 in. So I get 5 to the negative 9 over 6 to the power of 6. And then it wants me to rewrite using positive exponents. So I can flip the 5 to the bottom. So I just get a 1 on the top. And on the bottom, I get my 5 to the power of 9. And I get my 6 to the power of 6. That's it. So just simplifying expressions using integral exponents. So I have simplify each expression, state your answer again using positive exponents. This time I have to worry about the coefficients because coefficients I always have to multiply. So the 2 and the 3 I'm going to have to multiply. So for part A, 2 times 3 is 6. The x terms, I'm going to add the exponents. The exponent on the first x is 1 because it's not written. Exponent on the second x is negative 1. So that gets me x to the power of 0. And we already know anything to the power of 0 is just 1. So that's going to disappear because we're all multiplying by everything. And then y squared times y to the 0. Add the exponents. 2 plus 0 is 2. So I end up getting a final answer of 6y squared. And that's it. Part B, we're going to look at multiplying the coefficients again. So negative 3 times negative 4 is 12, positive 12. M squared, m to the 4. So I add the exponents, becomes m to the power of 6. Oops. M to the power of 6. And then I have n times n to the negative 2. So I end up getting n, add the exponents, n plus, or 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1. It wants me to rewrite using positive exponents, so I end up getting 12 m to the 6th over n, and n to the power of 1 is just n. Part C, I'm going to multiply out the bottom first to make a single term on the bottom, single term on top. So I have m cubed n to the negative 2. I'm not going to deal with the negative 2 yet because I have these values on the bottom too. So m times m to the 5th is going to be m to the 6th because again I add the exponents, 1 plus 5. N to the 4 times n to the 2 is going to be n to the 6. Again, I just added the exponents. Now I have to subtract the exponents because I'm dividing. So 3 minus 6 is m to the negative 3. And negative 2, now this one's going to be a little more difficult. Negative 2 minus 6, we're already starting with a negative, subtracting off 6, so it's going to get me a bigger negative, which is negative 8. And then it wants me to rewrite using positive exponents. Both of these flip to the bottom. I'm just left with a 1 on top. And I have m to the 3, oops, and n to the 8. I don't know why that 3 turned out badly. There we go. Sure. And then G, I'm going to deal with the exponent outside first. Now the exponent outside goes for the coefficients as well. It's a common mistake that people always forget to use the exponent with the coefficient. So 6 squared is 36. M, the exponent is 1 times 2 is m to the 2. N cubed to this m cubed squared. We multiply the exponents again, so it's n to the 6th. Over 4 squared is 16. M squared times 2 is m to the 4th. And n squared is just n squared. Now I can simplify this. Simplify the coefficients. What goes into both 36 and 16? We would say 2, probably. So we can take 36 and divide by 2 to get 18. So we get 18 over 6, but we can still reduce that. Oh, 4 goes into both of them. I'm being silly. 4 goes into 36 9 times, and 4 goes into 16 4 times. And then we have m squared divided by m to the 4th. Subtract the exponents. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. N to the 6th, so 6 minus 2 is n to the positive 4. So now we just have to pick which one goes at the top and which one goes at the bottom, essentially. The positive exponent stays on top, stays with the numerator. So I get 9n to the 4 over 4m to the 2. We flipped the m's to the negative 2 to the bottom and made the exponent positive. Last one here, h. Again, I have this exponent outside of negative 2. We could apply the exponent or just do the... I usually deal with the negatives first, so that's done. So I'm going to flip everything that's on the inside. Yep, so I have negative 2y squared on top, flips to the top. 3x flips to the bottom. I still have the exponent outside of 2. All negative exponents do, the negative sign flips it. That's all it does. Now I have to apply the exponent to both the negative 2 and the 3, and the y and the x. But don't forget the coefficients. So negative 2 squared is a positive 4 because the negative sign is inside the brackets with the 2. Y squared squared is y to the 4th. Multiply the exponents over 3 squared is 9 and x squared is just x squared. I can't simplify anything. There's positive exponents, so I'm done. Lastly, we just have this where it's simplify, evaluate. Part B, anything to the power of 0 is just 1. Part C, again, I'm going to flip it. That's usually what I do. Take the 7, move to the top, 6 moves to the bottom. That's squared. Squares you can easily do. So you just end up getting 49 over 36. D, we have a negative sign, I believe. Yes, negative sign outside the brackets. So negative 3 squared is 9. So that's going to end up being negative 9 because the negative outside the brackets stays. It doesn't go anywhere. And then lastly, F, I have 3 to the power of 1, which is just 3. Oops. Plus 4 to the power of 1, which is just 4. And that equals 7. So hopefully that helps you with a bit of extra practice on... Oh, last one, sorry. Dana evaluated the expression to equal 8. So all we need to do is just work it out and see if she was correct. So the negative 3, negative sign flips it, so it becomes 2 over 1 to the power of 3. 2 cubed is 8. 1 cubed is 1, so it would be 8 divided by 1, which is 8. She's right. So that's it. Anyways, yeah, hopefully that helps you, and let me know if you have any questions.